I had a smart guy talk to me and say, "Hey, if you like doing this type of work, you might like cybersecurity. The mission's a little bit cooler." I've been building the same product really for the last 10 years, building AI-driven automation in SecOps. It's just the tech has changed during that time. I needed data to help me tell the story or at least show improvement over time. And along that way, at first I was like, "Oh, well, I don't need to like write SQL, right? I could just, do the math." But ultimately that ends up costing you a lot of extra time. So I never was one of the mind that's just, let me just learn something just to learn it. I wanted to learn the algorithms that would be important and useful for my particular predictive analytics or seasonal timelines, things like that. I was pulled into cybersecurity, kicking and screaming. I wanted to go to data science. It's nice to know that you can make an impact in the world. And in security, I think you may get lost in it from time to time, but it's hard not to remember when an incident happens that everyone is on the same exact team and we're all fighting for the same cause. And that's why we take the call at 3 a.m. SolarWinds was one of my favorites. I could tell you some stories about some things that algorithms caught. There's always almost a seasonal component of something big is going to happen. This was just about the luckiest thing that could have ever happened to me. When I talked to him, he was like, "Hey, you know how to do some of this data science stuff. We've been hearing a lot about it." So I got like basically an R&D role on a SOC, which I don't know how I had no idea how lucky I was at the time, but I don't know how, looking back, I could have ever gotten so lucky at my first role in security to have gotten just such a cool opportunity. Learning cybersecurity and all of the tech stack around it is a bit like drinking from multiple fire hoses at once. Anytime that I want to kind of lean on a senior for assistance, I am ultimately taking them away from other work that they could be doing. You can put together run books off of those audit logs without ever looking at the documentation. And you can also see where people veer outside of this lines. Take class of alert that represents 13% of alert volume. Watch what SOC does. Go build the actual automation functionality to go automate those particular steps, wrap it into the ETL. It's like that sort
Yeah.
of work adds value and everyone sees it immediately. Oh, I love this dashboard. This is great. Show value if you're going to do it. I built a whole bunch of algorithms. I basically understood there's like these 4 algorithms that are just super useful for cybersecurity based on different types of behaviors or effectively what happens upstream in detection land. I no longer was thinking of this as I'm continuing my learning journey in data science. And I now was thinking I'm a security engineer. And I found it to be highly, highly useful to use these language models for security, but not we ultimately decided that being able to search, being able to manage configurations at scale, and maybe some capture of business context was the play because of what LLMs were going to ultimately be able to do.
Yeah.
So I think that the decision to do it is never a thing to take lightly, but I also think it's hard to look around at the technology that's available right now and think that there's ever been a better time to be an entrepreneur. It's certainly a massive leap, but I feel like in many ways it's easier today than it has ever been. We knew that the first thing that we were going to need to build was essentially what today is called MCP, but we actually made it locally. We wanted to solve for multi-tenant security services. All you need to do is figure out where to put the humans in the loop and let them basically audit the configurations at a really, really fast clip, and you're going to speed up security services. Because with language models, you need to start with a strong corpus of value. We're bring on average about 4 to 5 times as much evidence for any investigation because we're doing more than just the basic lookups on things. We're doing full investigations on every alert, able to deliver really, really fast run books that help improve the overall security posture, the monitoring, and ultimately the controls that you can apply in an environment.